Hi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. Now that we made through Easter, now is a time to set our sights for the next Finnish event, which is going to be the Walpurgis. I'm going to be making a mead, which is very simple lemon yeast wine, if you will. So what I have here is 250 grams or just shy of 9 ounces of both brown sugar and white sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour them both in, and I'm going to pour 2 quarts of boiling water on top. I'm going to mix it so that all the sugar dissolves, which it pretty much did already. Now I have here 2 lemons that I already washed well. So I'm just going to squeeze their juices in. Some recipes call for just putting the lemons in whole. I kind of like squeezing the lemon juice in. That adds a little bit brightness to the drink. There we go. And after squeezing, you put the rind back in. Now I'm just going to add some cold water, again 2 quarts, same amount as the boiling water. So all in all, we have 4 quarts of liquid in here. We're going to take its temperature now. Okay, the temperature is about 115. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reserve a ladle full, and I'm going to mix in a 1/4 teaspoon of instant yeast. Just mix it all in to make sure it dissolves. And now we're going to add the yeast back in. And that's it for now. We're going to let this ferment for about a day in a cool place. It can be, and room temperature is fine. No need to put it in the fridge. That's going to slow down the fermentation too much. If you happen to live in an area where it's really warm by now, put it maybe somewhere in a little bit cooler. But other than that, we're just going to let it ferment for about a day. So now our mead has been fermenting, sitting and fermenting overnight. So I'm just going to take out the lemon. Actually, you can already hear the fizzing, which is cool. And then also there's a couple lemon seeds here. Just fish those out. So I have here just regular glass bottles that I got off of Amazon. I'm going to put a couple raisins in each one of them. So interestingly, the raisins actually do not have any flavoring function in the drink. But what they are going to do is they're going to tell us when the drink is ready. So what's going to happen is when the drink is ready, the raisins are going to float to the top. So now I'm just going to fill each of these bottles with the pre-fermented mead. Okay, so the bottles have been filled. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the cap on, but I'm not going to actually lock it because this is still fermenting. If you lock it, it's kind of like making sparkling wine, a champagne bottle. When you're going to open it up, it's gonna explode. And then I'm gonna place them in the fridge until the raisins float to the top. Okay, so now our mead, Sima, has been fermenting for a couple of days, and we can see there's still a little bubbling coming up, and the raisins have started to float to the top. So that's how you know it's ready. When the raisins start floating to the top, I closed the lid and I kept them in the fridge. Now you could ferment it on your counter if it's relatively cool, if you don't live in a place where daytime temperatures get really high. Obviously, the warmer the temperature, the quicker it's going to ferment. In the fridge, I fermented it for about 3 days or so. On the counter, it could be a day or something like that until you see the raisins start to pop up. Now remember, this is mildly alcoholic, of course. And treat these bottles like they are champagne bottles. They will have some pressure in them once you open them up. Now, Vappu, Walpurgis, or May Day is one of those days when Finns go out and celebrate, of course. Now, somebody could say that Finnish calendars actually mark the hangover days in red, and Vappu definitely is one of those days, or the day after rather, when there's going to be a lot of hangover. But Sima, even though it's mildly alcoholic, it's going to be a refreshing drink to have, together with some donuts that I have here. Alright, so let's open it up and let's see what happens. Remember, open it away from yourself, just in case there's a lot of pressure in there. There we go. So here we can see there's just a light fizz. And like I said, you serve it with some donuts. These are just some cake donuts. So in Finland, yeast donuts are maybe slightly more common than cake donuts, but for Vappu, the cake donuts are definitely the thing to have. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.